You know what to do. You have the workout program, the shoes, the time blocked on a calendar. The problem is doing it when the moment of choosing arrives. That moment is smaller than you think. 10 seconds, maybe 5. The window between the thought, I should go, and the answer your brain produces in response. Most people lose consistency in that 5-second window, and they lose it the same way every time. A negotiation opens. I should work out today, but I had a long day. I could just go tomorrow. Tuesday was good. I can skip once. The negotiation ends one way more often than the other. You know which way. And afterward, there is guilt. A quiet declaration that tomorrow will be different. It rarely is. Hey there, it's me, Core, and you're listening to Exercising Consistency, from fitness to flourishing. This loop is a predictable psychological response to being commanded. And, strange as it seems, it's predictable even when the command comes from you. In 1966, Jack Brem published the foundational paper on psychological reactance. The finding is straightforward. When a person perceives a threat to their autonomy, the brain mounts a defensive response. It pushes back. It asserts freedom by doing the opposite of what was commanded. So, when you say to yourself, I must work out today, your brain registers that as a restriction of freedom. The command triggers reactance. The resistance that follows, the negotiation, the rationalization, the sudden sense of fatigue, is a reflex. Every time you give yourself an order, you are triggering a built-in countermeasure designed to protect your autonomy. This presents a problem for anyone who has been taught that consistency requires self-command. The Stoics understood something that modern motivation culture seems to miss. The prooresis, the choosing self, is radically autonomous. It is not determined by past conditioning or present circumstance. It is literally self-command. But it can be preempted by the conditioned self, the emotional thinking reflex of the brain. A command triggers that emotional reflex. It crowds out the very thing you are striving to use to be more consistent. Think about the internal experience of being commanded to work out. Even when the command is your own, something in you tightens. Something resists. That resistance is a reaction in response to your autonomy being threatened. The brain does not distinguish between an external order and a self-imposed one. Both register as a threat by the conditioned self. Both trigger the same negotiation. If you've been fighting that resistance with more forceful commands, with louder motivation, with sharper self-criticism, you've been triggering the thing you are trying to overcome. Every no excuses you aim at yourself is another command, another trigger, another round of a fight you cannot win because you are fighting what's working to protect your own autonomy. There is a better way, changing the format of the question. Research published in Psychological Science in 2010 by Sine, Alberison, and Noguchi compared two forms of self-talk during goal pursuit. Declarative, I will exercise today, and interrogative, will I exercise today? The interrogative version produced significantly higher intrinsic motivation. The reason is structural. A command invites debate. It positions you as the recipient of an order, and your need for autonomy fires back. A question invites an answer. It positions you as the one doing the asking, and your brain engages in active problem solving rather than defense. Interrogative self-talk does not override resistance. It makes resistance irrelevant by never triggering it in the first place. This is not a semantic trick. It is a reorganization of how you relate to your own choices. When you command yourself to work out, you are treating the conditioned self as an enemy that needs to be defeated. When you ask yourself a question, you are treating the conditioned self as what it actually is, the aspect of your brain that supports you according to how you are training it. And it's not by introducing more force. In the practice of virtuous self-control, the discipline is not about force. It's about returning attention to your standard of excellence without self-punishment and without self-congratulation. A question returns attention. A command demands compliance. Only one of these is practice in choosing well. In the next episode, I will introduce the specific form of questioning that makes this work. It is not, will I exercise today? It's something more precise, backed by negotiation psychology and behavioral economics. A question format that frames inaction as loss and preserves autonomy while making the right choice feel like the only honest answer. For now, notice the negotiation. Notice when you issue a command and feel something tighten in response. That tightening is not the enemy. It's information. Your brain is telling you something about how you have been approaching consistency. Listening to that signal is the first step toward a method that does not require you to fight yourself. You do not need more motivation. You need better questions. When you're ready to turn consistency from an idea into a lived experience, join the Act Score Challenge. That's it for today. Catch you next time.